Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. It's in the description below. Your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any Watchbox platform. Please reach out to me directly. Email tmosso@thewatchbox.com for pricing. Today, we are discussing a limited edition that came out in 2002 and was only built in 20 pieces in platinum. This is the rarely seen Audemars Piguet Audemars Piguet Tourbillon chronograph, a timepiece that combines an extraordinary combination of features in the rarely seen Audemars Piguet form watch case design. So the timepiece measures a beefy 35 millimeters wide, 15.1 millimeters thick, 53.9 millimeters from lug tip to lug tip, and 26 millimeters between the lugs. So this is a substantial watch. You can see on my wrist 16 centimeters circumference. We're probably looking at a wrist that's a little bit too small for this watch. I would say you want a wrist of at least 17 centimeters circumference in order to wear this 20-piece platinum limited edition well. You need a big wrist for it. But this is the AP I love, the AP that gets over the royal oak, innovates technically, and offers unexpected things in small volumes at the highest standard of finish. So taking a quick look at the strap, you can see it is proprietary. We have this 26 millimeters spacing. So if you get a 26 millimeter strap, it will fit. You're going to have trouble finding them though, so you're probably going to have to special order them either from AP or aftermarket suppliers. The strap is black with a gloss finish, medium rectangular scale alligator leather. There is some stuffing or bolstering to give it some volume. You can see the edge is folded. There's a monotone stitch, and then on the underside, it is a brand new Audemars Piguet factory strap. It's calfskin on the bottom. We have one of those single fold AP logo style buckles. The logo style buckle is a single fold. You'll see it on a lot of AP watches, including offshores from this period. It too is made of platinum, and it has a snapshot action. Taking a quick look at the case, you can see that the watch has a remarkably complex case design. If you look underneath the lugs, it's difficult to see, but there's a little bit of an upward sweep to the tip, a little bit of a fluting on the underside of the lug that's easy to miss. The lugs are tiered. You can see how we have two tiers to the design. That part is polished. The mid case is all satin finished. You can see the crown and the chronograph pushers are polished. The ends of the case on both sides are polished. Grab my polishing cloth so I can distinguish between case condition and my fingerprints. The case is in very good condition. The watch also includes a dial that has a radiating concentric guilloche. It's a matte black. You can see that the numerals, the AP logo, which is actually also a bridge for the movement, and then the indices, they're satin finished and they're made of white gold. The hands at center are broadsword style polished white gold, and we have a gorgeous beveled and black polished bridge for the tourbillon. Now this watch is mechanically very similar to the 2002 Audemars Piguet Royal Oak concept. They're both timepieces that employ an unconventional combination of tourbillon, power reserve indicator, and dynamometer. So let me explain how this works. The dynamograph is over at 1 o'clock on the dial. It represents the torque output of the mainsprings. So what you want is to see it pegged at the end in the fat part of its scale. Now we also have a power reserve indicator. There's I believe a 72-hour power reserve on this watch. And what happens is you actually pull the crown out 1 detent, and then you wind in that position. And as you wind, it decouples the dynamometer so that you don't accidentally break the mechanism. It is decoupled while you're winding the watch, and you can see as I wind, it jumps back and forth. That's harmless. Don't worry, it's designed to do that. You can also see that the power reserve indicator is advancing closer to the fat end of its travel. Now, the chronograph is an unusual one for Audemars Piguet because we have this jumping radial 60-minute hand. It's like an old Lemania 1350 or 5100, where you have central mounted seconds for the chronograph, but you also have centrally mounted minutes for the chronograph, and that's to save space on the dial. And you can see as it approaches the end of its travel right here, that it is an instantaneous jumping display. A very, very cool thing. Now, let's talk a little bit more about this movement. You can see it has a 1-minute tourbillon that's free sprung, adjusted in 5 positions, and employs an overcoil, so it keeps excellent time in any position. The 1-minute tourbillon beats away at 3 hertz or 6 beats per second, and the bridge on which the tourbillon is mounted is extraordinarily finished. So is the tourbillon cage itself. turning it all over. Lots to love. You can see this part of the Tradition d'Excellence, which was a series of high-end watches from AP during this period around the turn of the century. You can see that everything on the case back has been hand engraved, which is very impressive. A limited edition of 20 pieces. You'll struggle to find another one. This is caliber 2894, again, very closely related to the 2896 and the Royal Oak concept. You can see here it is a very traditional column wheel lateral clutch design with instantaneous jumping minutes. The lateral clutch is beautiful, and everything here on this 37 jewel movement is handsomely finished to a standard you will not find on a Royal Oak. This is not a mass-produced watch. This is the highest of the high-end at AP, which is why you see a level of finishing on both brass and steel parts that is simply surpassing and warrants comparison not just to the likes of Patek or Longa, but to the very best independent brands in the business. And all of this is water-resistant to 30 meters, so dress watch water-resistant standards. Reach out to Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details.